His address is 1 Police Plaza, room 1400, New York, New York, 10038. He sent this by fax to, I beg your pardon, this came from Brookfield's Chief Executive Officer, who's the guys who own the property at Peabody Park, all right? This was sent on the 11th of October. Because as you know, for over 3 weeks, Peabody Park has been chosen by Occupy Wall Street and other protesters as their home base. The park is owned by a Brookfield affiliate and was recently renovated at Brookfield's considerable expense as an amenity for the general public. It is intended to be a relaxing, tree-filled oasis in the midst of the hustle and bustle of lower Manhattan. We fully support the rights of free speech and assembly, but the manner in which the protesters are occupying the park violates the law, violates the rules of the park, deprives the community of its rights to quiet enjoyment of the park, and creates health and public safety issues that need to be addressed immediately. Within the park, the protesters have set up living spaces with tarpaulins, mattresses, sleeping bags, tables, bookshelves, gasoline-powered generators, and other items that are inconsistent with the rules and normal public use of the park. At all hours of the day and night, protesters are sleeping on benches and walkways, blocking normal pedestrian access to the general public, and preventing cleaning and maintenance workers from performing necessary upkeep. When not blocked by protesters, the walkways throughout the park are blocked by the various items and equipment brought to the park by the protesters. We are extremely concerned, and this bit is in bold print, we are extremely concerned about dangers posed by damage that may have been incurred within the park and by materials and equipment brought into the park by the protesters. Brookfield protocol and practice is to clean the park on a daily basis, power washing it each weeknight, perform necessary inspection, maintenance, and repairs on a regular as-needed basis. Since the occupation began, we have not been able to perform basic cleaning and maintenance activity, let alone perform more invasive repairs. For example, as the lenses to the underground lighting have become cracked, water could infiltrate the electrical system, putting occupants of the park at risk of an electrical hazard or causing short-circuiting, which would result in repairs requiring the park to be torn apart for rewiring. In unsafe levels, the park has no toilets, and while the existing trash receptacles have always been more than adequate to accommodate normal waste in the park, those receptacles are no longer even close to sufficient, and resulting trash accumulations and contracting rodents. Additionally, we have received hundreds of phone calls and emails from concerned citizens and office workers in the neighborhood. Complaints range from outrage over numerous laws being broken, including but not limited to lewdness, groping, drinking and drug use, to the lack of safe access to and usage of the park, to ongoing noise at all hours, unsanitary conditions, and to offensive odors. We have received complaints of harassment, one woman stating that she was verbally abused in front of her 5-year-old child and claimed she had a package stolen from her as she tried to cross the park. We are also concerned with the constant deliveries of materials to the park. Delivery vehicles have now been appearing on a daily basis with packages of all shapes and sizes for the park's occupants. None of these deliveries have been screened by our security team or the police for suspicious or harmful materials. The park's location in the financial district makes this activity particularly concerning. For all of these reasons, we cannot currently ensure that the park is safe, nor can we perform the necessary cleaning, inspection, damage assessments, and repairs. In light of this, the ongoing trespassing of the protesters, we are again requesting assistance from the New York City Police Department to help clear the park so that we can undertake this work at the earliest possible time. We have deferred to the Department's judgment on how best to accomplish this, but the Department's intervention is necessary both to ensure our ability to comply with our obligations as owners and to make the park safe for the neighborhood and public. Once we have completed our cleanup and maintenance, we would ask that the Department assist Brookfield on an ongoing basis to ensure the safety of all those using and occupying and enjoying the park. As you know, we have discussed the situation with you and or others under your command on a daily basis since existence. The situation continues to worsen, and we need your assistance to ensure public safety. And then basically his last signatory line and the name of the guy who wrote it. Okay, well, we know what happened with regards to their attempt to get the guys out of New York tonight, right?
Correct.
So, we don't know what's going to happen with their attempt to get the guys out of New York tomorrow, or on Sunday, or on Monday, or on Tuesday, or on Wednesday, or ad infinitum. Those guys in New York are living in a situation which is frankly very difficult to maintain, because at any time the police can come in and take them out, at any time. What we have done in the past few days is negotiate a deal with the city that secures your continued residence outside on the streets of Dallas for 60 days. Now, it's not going to be here. This is a beautiful park. I would love to camp out here if I could. I would camp out here regardless of whether there was a political protest or not. I mean, come on. It's a beautiful park. It's like an aesthetic wonderland. It has rock faces and waterfalls and pretty flowers and statues. Are you really committed to the political process, or are you just here for the pretty park? Because that's the question you really have to ask yourselves. Because if you're really just here for the pretty park, you're going to get arrested on Sunday night. But if you're here for the political process, you're going to move outside City Hall. You're going to have a media shot, in other words, a camera shot, where when the press covers your occupation of Dallas, it's going to show a media tent that you guys have put together with a sign right next to it that says Dallas City Hall. You will genuinely be occupying Dallas. So, a couple of other points in that regard. You are maybe 200 in number on a good day.
Yes.
In New York, they had, 10,000 people marching on Wall Street a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
You know how hard it would be for even a police department as large as New York's to corral 10,000 people? You know how easy it would be for even a police department as small as Dallas is to corral 200? Your continued presence in this park is logistically unsustainable, politically stupid and naive, and frankly, it's just not going to happen. The law is against you. Everything's going to turn against you on Sunday night if you don't move, okay? You have a really good deal from the city. It's not the best deal in the world. The best deal in the world would be to continue to stay here.
So let's
But
stay here.
you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Now, obviously, many of you can make the decision to stay. It's entirely up to you. But remember that there is unity in strength, or strength in unity, however you want to put that. One of the phrases I've used today when I've been talking to the press who've been asking me questions about this is that it is probably more powerful to have a sustained whisper than a brief shout. Okay? If you get busted on Sunday night, it's a brief shout. You'll have 2 days of media coverage, and then everyone will forget about you. If you stay out by City Hall for 60 days, in the kind of numbers that you are, and you continue to protest, and you start doing some community outreach, you start showing the people of the city that you're not just a bunch of smelly hippies. You have a chance of actually making a difference. Otherwise, you burn, you crash, and you burn. You flame out. Flaming out is not going to make a difference to the long-term political process in the United States. I assume that's what you're here to change. I assume that you're here to get some of the people's voices to the places where the people's voices need to be heard again, without regard to how much money those people have.
What amenities are they providing at City Hall?
Okay, as far as logistics
Excuse me, sir,
go,
I had a point of interest.
Can I
Recognize?
Can I finish? I know this is lengthy. I'm going to move on to some more what's the word? Some more granular level logistics.
Well, you were talking about flaming out, and why would a civil act of disobedience by a number of people? I plan to be arrested on Sunday.
If you'd like to talk, you can do that later. Can you please respect the General Assembly?
I beg your pardon.
Please, you can speak later. If you'd like to be on the speak out, then go ahead. But right now, we are trying
I didn't realize you're still in General Assembly. I apologize.
What the deal with the city we've worked out is, okay, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the fact there's a day of action tomorrow, right? There's the 15th of November, it's an International Day of Action for the Global Occupy movement. Now, if any of you have access to the internet, I would urge you to go and look at a map of the number of cities globally that